Hello everyone, today in this video we'll fight against the utmost character of our world around us, and this time we will talk about another misconception, but this misconception is served especially by politicians and many entrepreneurs of big corporations who are working hand in hand with them. And this misconception that it's being served to us from any side is we have to fight against illegal immigration. In my opinion, distinction between legal and illegal is only on paper, because immigration is immigration, and if we are taking into our countries people who are very distant from us with respect to culture and values they cherish, there will be always a conflict, regardless of the fact if these people come to us legally or illegally. We have to remember that about 10 years ago there were huge terrorist attacks in Paris. Surprisingly, for the last 10 years there are not so many, or maybe none even, terrorist attack recently. I'm curious who was the organizer of these attacks, but it's only to induce thinking and debate. But coming back to this anniversary, recently we passed 10th anniversary of brutal terrorist attack in Paris that took, excluding preparators, about 130 persons out of this world. And the preparators of these attacks were people, of course, of Middle Eastern origin, but they were born in France or French-speaking Belgium. So we see that these were people, some of them were going even to normal French or Belgium or even Catholic schools. They seem to be assimilated. Their parents emigrated from the Maghreb or Middle East and were not very religious, but their children, I like this word which is commonly used, somehow radicalized. Which is not surprising to me, because we know that world is different. These people, I mean, their parents emigrated for a job. In contrast to the society they emigrated from, in most cases they were a little bit secularized. They didn't accept these values fully they grew up from. But children in France or in Belgium, they encounter some problems, normal problems, competition, and they were not able to catch up. It's no one's fault, it's simply the fact that they were not able to catch up and get good positions. Some of them are able to do so, that's why they do not radicalize, but some of them are not able to catch up in so-called Western European societies, for instance. That is why they go to this what they feel and to this what they think they do understand. And religion, in contrast to science, has such property that everyone can adjust his or her understanding of the religious eschatological content to his or her intellectual capacities. And we see that these guys, these preparators of these terrorist attacks 10 years ago, didn't have a lot of intellectual capacities. That's why they choose the simplest, the most aggressive form. And their parents came to the Western Europe legally. So distinction between legal or illegal immigration, it's only on paper, it's only just to keep people calm. Like very often when there is a crisis, politicians, people from government do. They want to show people that they do something, but they do not solve the problem. And why did we get to this point, I mean, in especially Western Europe, where we are now? It's still the heritage of these Enlightenment concepts like John Locke, tabula rasa, so it means clear tablet. It means that there is an assumption that man, human being, is a tabula rasa, so clear tablet, and thanks to the education and propaganda we can shape it as much as we can. So from these people we imported because of economical reason and our greed, because the entrepreneurs supporting politicians in democracies wanted to have cheaper labor force, and the simple people, physical workers from the local native population of Western Europe, state was taking into social welfare. So maximizing the profits and privatizing them and socializing the costs of getting the profits. This is what many companies are doing and were doing since 1960s. That is why they were pushing politicians to accept these migrants legally, and it was also motivated by leftist ideology that everyone can be shaped, everyone is tabula rasa, and we can make them maybe a little bit tent, but French or Belgians or whoever, and they will work on us, and we will have everything cheaper, but we will have more, and we will, especially these entrepreneurs, owners were thinking, we will privatize the profits and socialize the costs of getting the profits. And now we have the outcome of this, that we have more and more divisions in the society, because majority of these people and their descendants do not they are not tabula rasa, plural form of tabula rasa. They are not tabula rasa, they are not clear tablets, they are simply who they are, and majority of them, because they were raised as they were raised, cannot catch up and do not want to catch up, do not want to change, do not want to reject their traditions. That is why they radicalize in the surrounding that it's completely not known and not accepted by them. That's why they are alienating themselves. And this is how stupid ideology plus greed ends up. It doesn't end in anything good. And now Western Europe especially is in really big crisis. That is why now politicians are trying to find pseudo solution, like battling illegal immigration. But we should remember that these people who made these terrorist attacks in Paris, London, or any other places were here legally, and many of them were also citizens of the Western countries, born there, educated there. So this division on legal and illegal immigration, it's only propaganda trick to show people, you see, we governments are not so bad, we are doing something. We shouldn't fall on that, into that. All the best, have a nice day, bye.